Nate Marshall. This is my role. So just want to kind of give you guys a background on how I got into this real estate stuff, this private money brokering, all the stuff that I've been doing for the last since 2017. So, like a lot of other people, I went to a lot of, I had a careers before this. I was in the Army. I was also a fire marshal, fire investigator. I did a number of fire investigations, hazardous materials technician. I was the county fire marshal, which is the chief of department really for Doña Ana County, New Mexico, which is Las Cruces. So I worked in a large county, literally 90 miles north to south, 45 miles east to west. I didn't have Las Cruces, I didn't have Mesilla, I didn't have Hatch, I didn't have Sunland Park. Everything else in that county was mine. 19 fire stations, 320 volunteer firefighters, over 100 fire trucks. So we ran about 8,000 calls a year total, include all the medical. I didn't run those. I probably ran about 120. I ran the major incidents, hazmats and stuff, and we did all the fires for fire investigation. So went to National Fire Academy as well, which is I completed all four of the executive fire officer programs through the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Did not complete the capstone to become an executive fire officer. I also sold fire trucks for a couple of years. Did a lot of contract work with the government, Raytheon Emergency Services, GRS, things like that. So quite a background in different things that were kind of very stressful, very high energy, having to respond to crisis and injury, all kinds of stuff, emergencies, things like that. So, anyway, looking at the real estate industry, everybody remembers in the '90s we had remember Carlton Sheets, and you remember Don Lapre. Don Lapre was doing those small ads on, like, say, late night TV, like, hey, I made a bunch of money in the newspaper ads. Yeah, I looked at that. I was like, I don't see that happening. And I also looked at, so they were like, hey, you sold 900 numbers. I did that too. Didn't, I did all this in the Army. I was actually in Amway when I was in the Army. Huge story. I can tell you, it's a very funny story about Amway at Fort Benning, Georgia. But anyway, so we all sell Carson sheets. But what's cool is watching those late night commercials, watching Tony Robbins. I'd be, on duty, would be like a duty officer position. So I'd be up, having to, wait, have my sergeants and stuff report to me, let me know what was going on. They'd be, people would be checking in and out from leave, things like that. So I'd be up and I'd watch like late night infomercials, and it was great. Hey, I want to do real estate and stuff like that. So long story short, after all the fire stuff and all the other stuff I did, I started seeing the HGTV shows, the A&E. There's Flip This House. You had Armando Monologo, you had Scott Yancey, you had Tariq and his wife Christina I think it's El Musa. You had a number of HGTV celebrities that were, they're great. They're all making money out there. They have some things go wrong, but they're only showing about 20 of their flips a year. They're probably doing 100. Those guys are all built. There's a couple. The guy with Goliath, I forget his name now. He basically, these guys are doing a ton of flips. They have businesses, and that's why they're on TV. They make it look easier than it actually is. So obviously, what comes out of the HGTV, what comes out of A&E, and all this stuff is you hear the radios. Used to be on the radio before really Facebook and stuff started taking over, and it was hey, learn. I'm so and so from A&E's whatever, flip this whatever. So they're going to be out there telling you, hey, learn how to flip houses using none of your own money. Come and learn my 3-step method. I'm going to teach you how to build wealth and income and assets and, all this stuff. So, there's all these promises out there, and you think, oh, great, cool, I'm going to go learn from this guy who's all over TV. So, well, you go to the hotel conference room. So you look at the hotel conference room when you sign up for it. Now you got the internet. Before you'd call a number, they'd send you the packet or whatever, and you choose which hotel you're going to. So I'm in Denver. There's a couple hotels, like one at Denver West Marriott. There's one in South Lakewood. There's probably another one in Thornton. There's probably another one down in Centennial. Probably another one over in Aurora by the old airport. Maybe two more. So there might be like 7 or 8, maybe 10 at the most. They're going to be like 2 or 3 days. They're going to have maybe 2 to 3 of these things a day. So, obviously, you obviously go to the one you want to go to geographically. So what generally happens at these events is it's a hotel conference room. They're going to get there. They're going to check you in. They're going to, it's really informal at first. They may have snacks. They're going to have some refreshments. If you go into like a morning, they may have donuts. They may have juice. They're gonna have coffee, tea, water, things like that. They may have soda later on, or cookies, brownies. Nothing fancy. Some of them will give you a box lunch or a box dinner. Believe me, it's a sandwich. It's a orange or an apple, bag of chips, maybe a brownie, maybe a soda, something like that. I mean, it's basically like the food you get at the what is it called when you process into jail. The booking area. You get those little bag lunches or whatever, and so you go to these things and the 3-step method. They're going to welcome you in there. They're going to get up. The guy's going to make a big intro speech. They're going to come around and go, hey, here's a you know, so and so is not able to make it today. They're going to do a video. They're going to say, hey, I'm so and so. Hey, welcome. I look forward to having you on my team. I'm out here making some deals. Soon you're going to be out here making some deals. We're going to make some deals together. Let's get you involved. So they're obviously not there. So they're gonna have somebody come up and who's really gonna be speaking. They're gonna have the cool little mic, and they're gonna be up there like all suit and tie. They may have an intro song, like a walk up song, like you see in baseball or something. They're gonna come up and get you all rah rah. Maybe somebody will get that and then invite the speaker. The speaker's gonna come up. They're gonna put on the show. It's gonna be a show. Most of the time, guys, the people there working with them are not real estate. Maybe somebody has a couple deals. Who knows? Maybe the speaker has some deals. They're usually going to have somebody processing you, and who's just basically an admin. There's going to be a couple people that are salespeople. So the guy's going to get you all excited. He's going to show you testimonials. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. You're going to make all this money. This guy made 20,000. This guy made 40,000. This lady made 30,000. They're flipping houses. They're living their dreams. They're showing their new purchases. They're talking about how their husband didn't want them to do it. Now he's happy, because all of a sudden you start bringing home 10,000 a month extra, 100,000 a year, 200,000 a year, and you're starting to buy your rental properties, things like that. You're thinking about income, cash flow, building assets, building wealth, multi-generational wealth. So they're going to get you all excited, and they're going to hit you, and they're going to come up and say, hey, right now today, you guys can get in our program. It's going to be, this is going to be our program. We're going to give you all these materials today. We're going to get you into this live show or this virtual, and you're going to be able to learn how to flip houses using none of your own money. It's $2,500, but if you act now, you guys know this. If you act now, it's going to be $1,497. Believe it or not, most of these real estate seminars, it's going to end with 7. I guarantee it. Why? Somehow there's a psychological thing. I learned that too. I took a class on it, a free one in this industry, obviously. So one time I did my thing for $397. I just was like everybody else, peer pressure. So they're gonna hit you up and say $1,497 today. And if you sign up today, then we're also going to throw in this, and we're going to throw in this, and we're going to give you this gift. The gift is like a MP3 player at that time. I don't know what they do now. They used to give like an MP3 player. It looked like it came from Dollar Tree. You'd lose it, break it, or your dog would eat it within the first couple of days. So it's pretty much useless. It's also really crappy. Doesn't really play very well. Imagine it's really, So at these seminars, guys, I'm going to say on the low end, they're doing 8 to 10 of these a week at one time in 2 or 3 days. They've obviously got to rent the hotel room, the conference room. Sometimes with refreshments, they've got to pay for airfare. They got to pay their salaries and commissions. Believe me, they're probably all on commission. They got to pay their hotel, their airfare, and all that stuff. So there's expense. So let's say 50 to 100 people come. I'm just going to use 50. I've seen 100, 200 people at some of these things. I went to 23 of them before I became a private money broker. And so, let's just say 50 people times, let's say they do 10, so they have 500 people a week. I think they're going to have closer to 1,000, but let's just go off the 500 number. So they have you go in there's 50 people. They're going to get them all excited. They're going to ask you to go to the back of the room and sign up. There's going to be people back there high pressure. These are salespeople. They're not real estate people. They're trained, to talk to you. They're going to try to go, hey, got $1,497 and all that stuff. And, do you got your credit card? Do you have your American Express? Can we call your credit card company and get you a credit increase? Do you have cash? Do you have this? Do you have your firstborn? Do you have a left arm? What do you have? Can you sign over your title on your car? Whatever it takes. They're trying to get you in the deal. So when you sign up for the deal, it varies from company to company what they do. And some of them have virtual programs, and they have online, and then they have live, and sometimes it's a mix. They also are having an upsell. They're telling you you can do this without any of your own money. You really, it's hard. It's for experienced investors to even find 0%, 100% financing, zero down, zero credit check, all that stuff. No credit check, no, there's lenders that do it, guys. I can hook you up with people that do stuff like that. Guess what they're gonna go? If you have no income and no credit check, you are paying like 20%. I had, you might come out of pocket 20%. Where are you gonna get that money? That's what we're going to talk about later on in another video I'm going to do. But basically, what they want to do is get you into the program, because when you want those contacts, when you want to know where the money is, which is maybe the second upsell or the third upsell, they're going to hit you up for another $1,500, another $1,500, and then all of a sudden you're $4,500, $5,000 in, maybe even more. I know I have a friend of mine who was in almost $50,000, guys, before he ever flipped his first property. And then they get you all excited over 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Maybe you get one or two deals. I don't know. It just doesn't happen. I'm going to tell you out of probably 15. If you have 50 people in the room, 15 people sign up. Maybe 2 or 3 are going to become successful. Maybe even one. And so you can imagine that they come to Denver, my home, area. They sign up, 8 to 10 people out of maybe that. I don't know what they're gonna say, 500 to 1,000 people they're gonna see in those 3, 4 days are gonna be successful. So they're gonna hit you up from Super Mystery Weekend, and it's a big show, and it's gonna be in Vegas, or it's gonna be in New Orleans, or it's gonna be somewhere cool, Phoenix, or it's gonna be in West Palm or Orlando. It's gonna be somewhere cool, somewhere topical, somewhere. It's warm weather, all that stuff. You can relax. It's a vacation. You're gonna spend a shit ton of money, especially go to Vegas. You're gonna drop a couple grand at the craps, the blackjack table, and the slots, things like that. You're probably gonna go to some other shows. You're gonna go to Super Mystery Weekend. It's basically Amway. You're gonna have a lot of people up there, rah rah, getting up on stage, telling how great they are. Hey, I have this car. It's like almost like Mary Kay, the pink cars. They're gonna show you all this stuff that they have. You don't know if it's real or not. It's probably not. It's probably somewhere in the middle of fake and total bullshit, and maybe they are successful. Somewhere in the middle. So they're going to get you all excited. They're going to hit you up for more upsells. You're going to come back with stuff. You're going to have to ship stuff home. I know people that went to, I'm not going to use any company or any names, but I know people have gone to come to the bigger companies and just like literally, they become a disciple. They literally are, and they're not being overly successful. Maybe they're doing a little bit, they're picking up a few houses maybe to flip. They're doing, they're not making their own money. It's, there's a lot of other strategies to use. So that's kind of what the strategy is to get you into the door. Now, I look at it this way. I don't think the gurus, that's what we call them, gurus and seminar promoters. The gurus are, there's probably some out there that actually care, but most of them are like, they get, how many people are going to see? 500, 1,000 at that one week? How many weeks do you think they're doing? How many weeks do you think that company's doing that same week? They may be in New Orleans, they may be in Chicago, they may be in Sheboygan. Others where Sheboygan is it's just a cool name of a town. I've never been there. I don't even know if it's like East Coast or Wisconsin, and there's Sheboygan, wherever it's at, Illinois. It's just one of those cool like old town kind of kind of names, like, so it's kind of cool, like Watertown and all that stuff. So back to the original story. How many people do you think they see in a week? And they may do 2 or 3 of them, 4 of them on a week. They may do 80 to 100 a year. The company is just training you. Their education, they don't care what, they're paying the celebrity. The celebrities, when one company did get busted by the FTC just a couple of years ago, the company had generated about $500 million in revenue off of real estate seminars. They had paid about $200 million out to their celebrities, to their A&E, and there's some big names. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to use names. So how do you avoid this? You really want to get resources. You need to work with people that are actually doing it, that aren't just 100% into the, there's some promoters and some educators that are awesome, that are doing more of that. But you want to work with people hands on. You want to talk to people that are doing it, that have been there, done that, or in the process of it. You want resources. You want a library. You don't want to have to keep paying for things. You start getting in, you start doing some flips, maybe do some rental properties, and you go, this is great, but I want better. I want generational wealth. So, because flips and rental properties are great, you're going to make money. But it's like a business. It's like a job. So you want to get into where you're building wealth and you're building your assets. So you want to get into multifamily. Maybe you want to get into storage, which is an incredible opportunity. If you've never thought about owning storage facilities, let me tell you, it is a lot easier to manage than apartments because you don't have to deal with people that much. You basically they don't pay their bill. You don't have to go to court. You just sell their stuff. So it's a good process. We also have assisted living. You have RV and mobile home parks, all kinds of stuff. So you start finding these other things where you can do, but guess what? You don't have that. You don't have those resources. You don't have those contacts. You got to go pay another company because the companies that you're talking to that are doing flips and doing rental properties, they're not doing multifamily. They're not talking about syndication. They're not talking about using a securities attorney to do a capital raise, things like that that are really going to build your multi generational wealth. So you want to get in with a place where you can actually pick up those extra strategies, those acquisition strategies, those funding strategies, subject to seller carry, burr. There's a lot of them, and you want to be able to learn about title insurance. You want to learn about branding. You want to learn about social media, how to do SEO and optimization, how to like I said, social media is key now in real estate investing. You want to learn how to get your listings and your business and all that on the first page of Google. So if you're in Annapolis, you're on the first page of Google. People are looking to do deals with people like you. You're first. They're going to call you. It's credibility. They're going to call you when you have backing, you have resources. When you can talk the talk and walk the walk, that people are gonna flock to you. You want people flocking to you. You don't want to go out there and find lenders. You don't want to go out there and find resources when you got a deal. Guys, wouldn't you rather just be able to match your offer to what you know a lender's gonna pay, what lender's gonna fund? So you match them and you structure everything about them. I've done over 250 deals as a private money broker. I'm gonna say probably a couple thousand people have sent me. I've had deals sent to me that just don't work, and people get stuck in and they can't get out of them. Deals go hard. We'll talk about that in another seminar. What the meaning of going hard, things like that. So people lose deposits, people lose money, people lose deals, people lose credibility. It is incredibly. We absolutely have to stop this whole thing where people get things under contract and the wholesalers they don't own the property. They can do it. They can basically sell a piece of paper that then becomes the property to the end use buyer. They don't have, there's a whole lot of, you know I disagree with a lot of stuff they do. There's a better way to do it, and we'll talk about that in another video, with wholesaling. And if you want to be a wholesaler, guys, get in a work with me. I will help you with get EMD funding. We'll do it the right way. If you want to be a wholesaler, there's two tracks that I will start people with: private money broker and wholesaling. We get you into both. You're getting income, cash flow, and you're getting experience like an apprentice. You are basically building your business, learning the business, you're learning how to do the flips and how to do the rental properties, and you're starting to understand multifamily storage. You're starting to understand short-term rentals, Airbnb, things like that, because that's just an extension of rental properties. You can also do medium rentals, for nurses, traveling nurses. There's people that their loved ones are sick, so they need to go somewhere for 3 months or 6 months. They don't need a lease, long-term lease to lock them in there. They go there take care of, they go there with their family for 3 months or whatever. Maybe they're in the hospital, they're in hospice, something like that. Some situation you can help those people out by providing a medium lease. It's a medium term lease. So we got short term rentals, we got medium term rentals, and then we got the long term rentals. There's a whole lot of things you can do with that, guys. I mean, just an incredible amount of opportunity out there in multiple verticals of real estate, including owning commercial, ground up new construction, residential, all kinds of stuff. I've even got an associate of mine who can help you if you want to do the Ray Kroc model of the Franchise Realty Corporation, which was the second corporation he created with McDonald's. He it basically is McDonald's is buying, they're owning the properties they lease to the franchisees. That's how he made all his money. That's how McDonald's made a lot of their money. It wasn't off the food. I mean, if you watch the movie The Founder, you're going to see he was almost broke. He was down to, a couple $100. while he had franchises, while he had, from the McDonald brothers. So getting back to the general story, you want to have resources. You want to have a library. You want to have the human resources. You want to have the connection. You want to have the people to work with, the people that have been there, done that, doing that. They're there to do deals with you. So that's what you want. So, like I said, I'm Nate Marshall. This is my role. You're gonna see videos like this now pretty much daily because I'm going to go through why you need to work with me. I'm inviting you to join me. I have my associates program, I have my one-on-one program. I'm available for private consulting. I am very much an authority on private money and the funding. I'm also, I am, I consider myself, like the Wolf of Wall Street. I'm the Wolf of private money, guys. I know more about private money and how to get it than anybody else in the industry. I pride myself on having an incredible amount of resources. I have an entire library, hundreds and hundreds of documents, contracts, templates, analyzers, everything, all the databases, 9,000 contacts at hedge fund and family offices, over 800 lenders in my contact. I have about 30 lenders in my associates group ready to actually work hands on with you before your first deal. So you already have that relationship. So again, I'm Nate Marshall. Reach out to me and I will help you succeed because I want you to succeed. And I'm hands on. I will always be involved. I want you to succeed. Reach out to me. Talk to you later. Thank you. Bye.